gospel music has a long history. You know, it originated it originated with African Americans, and that's how I related in my essay. I basically talk about how gospel music evolved, and how it came from. I touch upon various topics. I talk about the history, of how they started merchandising and actually expanding their business. Gospel music, it started off really personal, and it wasn't something that people really wanted to be sold, because it it, it wanted to differentiate itself from secular music, and secular music was a how do I say, it was looked at as not satanic, but it was against God's name, and I mentioned that in my essay. I interviewed a man named Gerald Brown. He is a renowned bass player, really good. He played for various artists such as the Jackson Five and Marvin Gaye, and various. I can go on. He's played blues and gospel. Plays gospel till this day. He has a pretty good history. I interviewed him, and he told me, he talked about practice, and how practice really means a lot to him. And in churches, I know especially, they really practice. They practice a lot. And as a drummer myself, I there's a thing called gospel chops, and I mentioned that in my video, where drummers, there's just so much. It's evolved so much. The churches are large, and now it's the business aspect has gotten into it. But that's kind of how I talk about in my essay. That's basically what I got from doing my research, just finding out how artists, how Mahalia Jackson and Thomas Dorsey and all those guys, they really helped. They really helped gospel music, become an actual like sold and commercially heard around, like, more than just, like, a small town in Alabama, because it originated in the South. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. My name is Justin Brown, and yes.